Wow, I have not done this in 8 years. It has been 8 years since I got up on stage. Thank you. Thank you for that. It's not applaud. You wouldn't applaud if you got on a plane and your pilot said that, right? I think we may be going down, is what I'm trying to tell you. Recently, with all the fervor and the sea change in the country, I decided I was going to join in. And I came out to my family. It was very difficult. I came out as black. Deal with it, Dad. So, in earnest, in celebration of that, I prepared a little statement for everybody here tonight. I'd like to give it to you now. Do you mind if I do that? Sure. All right. What up, niggas? Right about now, I'm going to go off the chain and bust some funny into your collective grills. All y'all. I'm sorry. 1 second. Motherfuckers. Prepare to feel my shit. So I've used that joke for a very long time, and I want to apologize to everybody here that's heard it before. Everybody that's heard it before. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm still in denial about my race. I'm a huge Radiohead fan. I love what Lena Dunham is doing with the show Girls. And I plan on raising my kids. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that shit. That's what Hispanic people are for, right? I'm edgy. Oh, shit. So I just came here from a funeral. It's cool, though. It was a pedophile, so it was a happy ceremony. The cause was crib death. During the proceedings, one of the kids he molested was so angry, he ran up to the casket and he started to pee on the casket. And his mother said, no, that's exactly what he would have wanted. Let one of the girls do that. So I got mugged in Newark earlier this year. You might have heard about that. Wow. So yeah, I did. I definitely got mugged in Newark, and I was hit very hard in the head, so I might have trouble remembering some of this stuff. They didn't take it. They didn't steal anything from me. They kicked my ass. They broke my shit, but they didn't get anything. And I've talked to people who say, you didn't really get mugged, and I'm like, really? The fact that it was Newark, that doesn't make it a mugging. The fact that I'm a huge pussy, and they were like 11 years old, that doesn't round it up to a mugging. I mean, all right. So, circumstances. Mugging doesn't have like a qualifier like you have to be peed on for it to be a mugging. Although I did do that as well. Wow. So, but other than that, though, I couldn't call it a rape. That happened a few weeks later when I got the bill from the emergency room. It wasn't that it was expensive. It's that Newark has a program where they employ sex offenders to deliver all correspondence. Booker for Senate, 2014. So I learned something about myself while being beaten repeatedly that day. I learned that I've never used the word nigger unironically. Like there's always been a humor to it, or like it's always been kidding. But that day I really made up for it. I said it over and over and over again. I don't know if running through the ghetto screaming it at the top of your lungs is going to make your ordeal any better if you find yourself in that situation. But it's very cathartic. I mean, you might want to work it into your yoga meditation. In your metal, that'll work. So, fuck, wow. This is a professional show, you can tell, right? Yeah, so do you guys remember maybe a month ago, it had been cold for a week and there was this like incredibly hot day. It was really hard to dress for. Everybody's sweating, and you might have put your layers on. That day, my daughter didn't want to put her clothes on. She wouldn't brush her teeth. The train was crowded. Work sucked. It was maybe the worst 9/11 that I can remember. It was awful. It was just fucking ridiculously bad. Speaking of that, you know, when I'm logged into my wife's Facebook account, stalking her hot friends, nothing kills an erection like an overdone 9/11 profile picture. You know? The Twin Towers were not a gang member. There's no reason for doves and shit. Awful. Awful. So, I was very brave doing 9/11 jokes. 12 years and a month after the act. I had to do it though because my OJ stuff wasn't working anymore. So the movie Thor came out a couple of years ago. Yeah, doing my concession to the Comic-Con group. Came out a few years ago, and I noticed that two very attractive women are in the film, at least, right? Natalie Portman and Kat Dennings, I'm talking about. And I feel the need to say something about this to my wife, but I don't want to be too rude, so I'm a little coy, and I'll say, yeah, Natalie Portman, I'd cross a rainbow bridge to get to her, you know what I mean? And if Kat Dennings were there, there'd be two broke girls, right? My wife said to me, I would fuck Thor. I would let him put his penis in my mouth, and my vagina, and anywhere else he wanted to, including my pink asshole. And then she high-fived our daughter, her mother, the waiter, the people at the next table. So we're both looking forward to the next one. It's gonna be very good. When I first got to the city, I worked for some temp agencies. I signed up with a temp agency called Wallace Temps. I called him up, and the first question the guy doing the interview got on the phone. He said, "How fast do you type?" I said, "Oh, I do 45 words a minute." I thought I didn't know. I thought that was a good answer. He goes, "How do you do steno work?" I didn't know what steno work, but sure, I do steno work. It clicked then though that Wallace was the guy that fought the British in Braveheart, and he drove it home with, "Can you cleave a man's skull? Will you kill English for $11.50 an hour? Will you do it, lad?" So I killed English for 6 months in the city. It was good work. I'm going to keep it brief. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's my set.